Hello, my lovely Pisces. As I started to get ready to work with your cards, the song that Spirit gave me was a song by Wings, Silly Love Song. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly how far in the song I want to go because I'm not so sure it's really about the lyrics so much as it is about the fact that I feel like they're telling me this is about your love life. This is about love in your life. But just to start, basically, I get it now. I get it now. I understand. So, in other words, you'd think that people would have had enough of silly love songs, but I look around me and I see it isn't so. Some people want to fill the world with silly love songs, and what's wrong with that? I'd like to know, because here I go again. So, my dear Pisces, this is your reading for the week of December 22nd, or when it strikes you as being relevant. If it does at all, it may not. But the feeling of that song was so strong, and it's certainly not one of my favorites. It's not something I ever really listened to. So when that happens so strongly, I have to go, yeah, this is a theme for you. And when I look at the song, I'm drawn to certain aspects of it. And they will usually tell me as I start going through it. What you get with your cards is this: hopelessness. And why? Who says you can't have what you want? And then the other one is have no opinion. So what I like about this is I feel as though what you're being told, Pisces, is that for those of you who have been feeling a certain quality of hopelessness around love in your life, about the ability, I'm going to slow down because I've got two tracks now. Okay, so for those of you who are dealing with this on a personal level, in terms of romantic relationship, in terms of wanting romantic relationship, what I'm feeling you're being told is you can be hopeless because it hasn't worked before. You absolutely can be, but you don't need to be. You can allow yourself to be able to not have an opinion about what's possible in the future based on what you've experienced in the past. Now it's your turn to say, what was it? Why do I think I don't deserve it? What might have been at play in my mind when I chose the kind of relationships I chose that didn't last? When I chose relationships with people who weren't really there for me? Does that go back to an old trigger? Does that go back to an old experience that I had in my life that predated me dating? Does it go back to my childhood situation, my personality? Does it go back to the movies I watched when I was a kid? Oh my God, sometimes when I listen back to some of the lyrics of the music that I was listening to, didn't even realize what the lyrics were, I'm going, oh my God, that's that's so graphic and disgusting. I had no idea that was there. Um, and so many of them, I listen now and I go, gosh, as I was a late teenager and young adult, so many of the songs were about women just being taken for granted and trying so hard to stay attached to somebody who really was done with them. It's like, oh my gosh, no wonder. So many of us were so confused about how love was supposed to go, especially if you didn't have it modeled in any real way in your life, right? So Pisces, what you're really being told here is if you are experiencing a sense of hopelessness, check in to see what the old triggers might be. If you're aware of having been through situations in your life now as a young adult or adult where it didn't work out, you can check in and say, well, why? Why did I believe that? Did I believe that it wouldn't work? Did I have some model that it wasn't going to work that was unconscious that I can bring to consciousness now? Or is there something about what I imagine about relationships now that is telling me it's not possible? So you're being asked to basically question it all. Who says so, or who said so, and why not? And then again, have no opinion. If you find yourself having a lot of judgments and negative opinions that support the idea of hopelessness, well, what you're being told is, you know what? Have no opinion today. Just let whatever comes at you go by you. Notice it and do your very best to When you find yourself going into judgment and criticism, just stop and go, oh, okay, today, that would be an opinion. So now instead of doing that, I'm just going to let myself notice it and feel it and link it and go, where is that? Where has that affected my choices? Where might that be affecting my sense of empowerment or disempowerment around love? And it really feels to me, it's not just asking you to look at it. I'm going out on a limb here. And of course, it won't be for everybody. But what I feel many of you are being told is you don't have to be hopeless about it. Why do you have to be? You can just rest in it and you can trust. All right, I'm going to leave you with that, Pisces. I hope it's a wonderful, wonderful season for you, and take care.